Good morning and happy Monday. So nice to be here with you all and continuing our year of self-care. Oh my goodness, last week we explored this idea of magnificence and how the world needs our brilliance and our grace. And one of the ways that showed up for me this past week was really thinking about the place in which my relationship deserves some grace, giving grace to myself, giving grace, to my partner. And, we've been together for 8 years now. So, we pretty much, have a handle on like what's going on and where our little places are that we, get caught up and with each other. And the other day I was talking with a friend and we were talking about one of these things that happens in my relationship, and like we've tried different strategies, and it's like a minor thing at the end of the day. It really is. Like when I'm cooking, my honey loves to come in to the kitchen and give advice and switch things around and change the dial on the stove. Wave a hand if you run into that with your partner too. Oh my goodness, I'm discovering that this is actually something that many of my coupled friends run into. And one of my friends says to me, I've just decided that there are some things in my relationship that are just going to be forever fights. And they're just going to be there. And so for whatever reason, there's just no solution. There's no getting around it. It's just a thing. Of course, it matters what the thing is. And this is a pretty minor one. And so I'm noticing that as I bring this place of like just grace and compassion into my relationship, then it starts to be a little funny. We start to have a good laugh. The other day he came in and he started to reach for the little dial, temperature dial, and he just backed off. So maybe. And isn't that fascinating too, right? Like when I just embrace it, that all of a sudden it can change. What? Oh my goodness, that's a bigger lesson for another day. So I hope you had a wonderful week of noticing your brilliance, sharing your brilliance, understanding that you are a gift to the world and you have something to bring. And it's nice to see all of you who are here listening to live. Welcome, welcome. And let's see what we have in store for this week. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna try not to cheat. Okay, woo! I think a lot of you are going to love this one. Nature. Oh yeah. Getting out into nature as an act of self-care. Take a walk. Let the beauty of nature feed your soul. Hell yeah. And we've got water, we've got trees, we've got this face in the sky, this person's, that's just completely in this beautiful, contemplative, relaxed, restorative. And nature is just legit when it comes to helping us decompress. My goodness, listening to the trees talking to us, feeling the breeze, getting away, from it all. I'm reading a book right now about ADHD, and studies have actually shown that for concentration, people with ADHD, when they go out, they spend 15 minutes, like a nice walk into nature for 15 minutes, come back with more focus. And I think that might apply to a lot of us, even if we haven't been diagnosed with ADHD. The places that I grew up in Oklahoma, a little town, Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and right out the door across the street was this big park. But if you then just kind of walked up the hill, you were kind of in some woods, and if you went out the door to the right and you walked down past the apartment complex, there was the Pathfinder. And it was this, it was a paved path, but it, meandered and went through the woods, and then you could of course get off of that paved path and go off on these dirt paths, and there would be the little ramps for biking and just really cool places. And it was just exploration, as a kid, just walking out the door. And some places, right, I became familiar with, but I would also often find brand new places, even though I knew these woods so very well. And now living here in San Francisco, really close to the beach and the ocean, and also to Golden Gate Park. And so in many ways, I'm living my life again. I've full circled, where I can walk out the door and go to the right, and there are the woods. And I have to tell you, some of my best thoughts, some of my, breakthroughs have all come when I'm just out walking, not trying to make it happen, but just being in nature. And so the soothing effects of, being surrounded. And, it's also grounding to just step outside the door and put your feet in some grass. So it doesn't have to be an hour-long hike. It doesn't have to be traveling to somewhere if you don't have nature very accessible to you. I hope that you have at least a plot of grass nearby, or sand or dirt, and just taking your shoes off and standing bare feet, bare feet? Let's take a vote. In the dirt helps your body. There's a really cool book called Earthing. You can go check it out. And it talks a lot about, the healing properties of just being connected to the earth. It has a lot to do with ions. I won't go into a whole bunch of that, but just standing for 5-10 minutes with your feet on the ground, barefoot, is restorative. So I truly hope that you will take a moment this week, and many moments this week, to connect into nature. Oh, another thought. Just sit and listen to the birds. As I'm listening to the birds, it made me think of that. Oh yeah, like what are the different ways we can connect with nature, right? Just stand and feel the sun on your face. Feel the breeze on your skin. Okay? Sometimes we need to reimagine what it means to go out and be in nature, particularly if it's not easily accessible. So either way, take some time out, connect with nature, enjoy the restorative properties of that. And as always, if I can be any help to you in your healing journey, I'm here. Reach out. And until next time, take good care of you. Bye now.